good news and bad news. The good news is we just got a release window for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. The bad news, it's not in the first half of 2025, it's in October. On the official World of Darkness YouTube channel, Marco Behrman, the Executive Vice President of World of Darkness and an Executive Producer on VtMB2, announced that the release window, not an actual date, but window, will be October of 2025. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Good evening, Kindred. I'm Marco Behrman, Executive Vice President of World of Darkness and Executive Producer on Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Since our last update, we have added more content to the game, more narrative depth, character development, and we have also evolved Fabian's role in the storyline. Over the past couple of months, we have invited you all to see the development of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 in the form of dev diaries, focusing on various areas from the game, including Camarilla, the Anarchs, the Hunters, and many other things. I implore you to check it out and learn more about the game. The status of the game right now is that the game is done. We are currently focusing on bug fixing, stability, and performance, so we can deliver the best experience to you guys once it releases. Bloodlines 2 will release in October this year. In the meantime, please join us on Discord for any questions or updates.
There was someone I had forgotten. I thought he was gone. His destruction will change everything.
First off, that October release window. That's actually a good thing, I would say. It shows quite a bit of confidence in this game. Releasing in October puts you right smack dab in the middle of the major game releases. Yes, you have to compete with everybody else out there, but if you believe your game is of high enough quality, you're going to make the sales you want to release during that pre-holiday season. So I guess kudos for them believing in their product. Just a bummer we don't get to play it earlier. As for his mentioning that they are currently playtesting the game and that it's done, and they're just polishing it up, that's a good thing. Look at all the time they have to get all the stupid bugs fixed. In fact, Alex Skidmore, on the latest TCR Talks that was released just the other day, mentioned that that's what he's been doing, playing a finished game to address everything that is a bug or is not a bug. It is interesting the role of Fabian may have changed. If this went away completely, I wouldn't be bummed. I don't particularly like the idea of someone in my head. And Skidmore, during that TCR Talks, did mention that there would be more information coming, so maybe we're going to get more of those dev diaries. And hopefully one of them will explain a little more in depth of the role Fabian's going to play. And what the heck was that ending little scene? Was Lou referring to the Malkavian, the same individual responsible for taking out Willem? Or was she referring to Willem? Anyway, Behrman's announcement does also come on the heels of the release of the ESRB rating, which dropped on the 21st of March. No surprise here, this is 17 plus, a mature rating. You have the usual suspects of violence and gore and suggestive situations. None of this is particularly disappointing. We've seen plenty of gore and pools of blood and people getting their heads ripped off, etc. in all of the trailers so far. And of course, the suggestive situations. We got prostitutes, etc. I am happy that it apparently isn't going to feature a whole lot of getting it on. Hopefully anything with those are fade to black. Because let's face it, it's hard enough having characters shake hands in a game engine and making that look good, let alone any other extracurricular activities. Besides that, in the Vampire the Masquerade rules, sex isn't explicitly ruled out, but it would seem to indicate that it would not be something most could do, or would be interested in doing. If you could use Blush of Life, maybe you could get something. If you're a thin blood, you could even have kids, but then you're a thin blood. And if you remember, in Bloodlines 1, your PC can tell Romero that that's not something they can do. And not that I'm looking to get those scenes, but in modern game engines, it's still, just fade to black, please. Oh, yeah. Now, as far as that TCR Talks, not an awful lot came out of that, except that they are featuring now YouTubers and TikTokers, influencers, Leticinios, and KyTheGM. Try and get the word out there en masse. So, that's a positive. As far as meaty information coming from Alex Skidmore, the project creative director, we learned that he is doing a lot of playtesting, and he hinted that there would be more data coming in what would probably be more dev diaries. We didn't get anything else on gameplay or character development. We did get a little tidbit about the lore. Skidmore mentioned that many of the things that are supposed to be harmful to vampires really aren't, and much of that is propaganda put out by the vampire community itself. And this is borne out in the last dev diary, where you have the IAO's Agent Baker listing off things that she believed do and do not work against vampires. One example Skidmore gave was reflections. They had a bug early on where your character did not have a reflection, when in fact they should. So the idea that your character won't show up in a mirror or on a camera isn't true, unless of course you're La Sombra. And then for some reason, technology just goes nuts around you. And another interesting thing was, apparently this is not understood by the vampires, and they're doing research. In fact, Sophia, one of the characters they introduced in a previous dev diary, is looking into the nature of vampirism and all of those curious things like the technologically challenged La Sombra. So what do you think? That October window work for you? Happy with that ESRB rating? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.